Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? And what we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, check this out. So for this one, I'm gonna be doing this part two on Rio Grande. You know what I'm saying? Alright. So reason why I'm doing this part two is because of course I did the part one over a year ago. As y'all know, I've been building this channel Lego by Lego, block by block. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I made that video about Rio Grande, um, I was still new, and things was different at that point. So I really didn't get to break down and explain everything about him. Also, I realized when I did the video on him, I don't know what happened, but the damn video stopped at like 5 minutes. That's the reason why it was a 5 minute video. I didn't go back and finish it because, like I said, times was different. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just said, fuck it. I just posted it. Was like, hey. But now I see, damn, my bad. Now I see that a lot of people is tuned in. I didn't know a lot of people was really rocking with bro like that. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that video was gonna be produced for a couple people around the hood that know him, but it's a lot of people that really know about bro. You know what I'm saying? So over time, the video been picking up a lot of traction. You know what I'm saying? And they keep on hitting my analytics. To be honest, I forgot about the damn video. I ain't forget about my boy, but I forgot about this shit. Like I said, the analytics keep on coming up on me. So I went back and I checked it out. I seen that I didn't finish the video. So here's part two. How about that? All right. So let's start from the top. Like I said in part one, right? Rio Grande, my boy. You know what I'm saying? I know him first name, last name first. However you put it. He know me the same exact way. We like brothers, you know what I'm saying? That was my boy. Still is my boy. It's just he gone. You know what I'm saying? He locked up type shit, right? Okay. So like I said, I actually know him. He not somebody that I seen walking past in the hallways, you know, waiting at the school to get picked up for your ride or nothing like that. Like, no, I really know, dog. I've been on the block with him. You know what I'm saying? I did hood politic with him, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really know, bro. Real talk. So anyway, like I said, let's start this from the top. So I met bro back in high school. You know what I'm saying? We both from 7 Mile, but we from two different communities. Damn, keep fucking up. We from two different communities, off the same hood, two different communities, right? So we went to different elementary and middle schools, but when we got to high school, we went to the same high school, right? So that's how me and him we ended up linking up, meeting and all of that type of shit, right? Well, what that happened when we first, get intertwined and get to kicking and shit like that, I'm like, damn, this cool nigga. I fuck with bro. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. We had that mutual respect for each other. At the time, um, my hood was beefing with everybody. They was beefing with the football team. They was beefing with street niggas. They was beefing with the security guard. They was beefing with everybody. They was the original EBK. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So when we started high school, and like I said, my hood beefing with everybody, it was a split. You know what I'm saying? With different communities type shit. Now Rio hood is AGs. You know what I'm saying? Avon Greenview Stahaling. They community is in between Evergreen to Southfield off the 7 Mile area. You know what I'm saying? Avon Greenview is Stahaling is like they main blocks in that community, right? That's where he from. My hood was beefing with his hood as well. You know what I'm saying? Or beefing with his community. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot of beef on top of beef, right? Well, anyway, with that being said, we in high school, everybody beefed out, right? Fuck everybody, right? He was on the basketball team, right? He was the point guard for the Henry Ford Trojans. You know what I'm saying? Back in that '03 to '07 era. You know what I'm saying? he might have only been on the basketball team about 2 years. So he might have been on the basketball team from like '03 to '05, or maybe like '06 top, something like that, right? But with that being said, he was the coldest. You know what I'm saying? He was like another AI type shit. I ain't trying to compare him. I'm just saying, like, just give me all a vision of how cold he was. He was cold back then. He had the handles, the shot, all of that. He get the turnovers, the steals, the assists, the rebounds. Like, he was well rounded on that court. You know what I'm saying? So he was that nigga. You know, he had all the women, all of that shit. He was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I know him because me and him, we had classes together. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, of course, everybody on their hood shit, blah blah blah. So that's how me and him got cool. You know. With that being said, in my hood, like I said, it's a split. You got the 5 and the 6. You know, you got these guys claiming this, these guys claiming that. Well, my block, we was independent. We was our own shit. We wasn't clicked up with nobody or none of that. We did our own thing. You know what I'm saying? And Rio Hood knew that. They knew that we was in the hood that they was beefing with, but they knew that my block wasn't involved in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like the AGs and my crew, we was cool. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't fuck with my hood type shit, right? So me and Rio always been good people. You know what I'm saying? Um, I remember all the times in high school. You know, he come off the court and all the bitches be surrounding him. You know what I'm saying? Putting a towel over his forehead and shit. You know, walking him out like he was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So fast forward the tape, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years into high school. I said my hood just beefing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So they get to beefing with the damn football team, right? Football team wasn't bagging down. They with the shit, right? So long story on all of that, the football team clicked up with the basketball team. Cause the football team, basketball team, them niggas fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? My hood, it was way too many niggas in my hood. You know what I'm saying? To go up against for the football team to go up against type shit. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they clicked up with the basketball team. They all became one crew. You know what I'm saying? They called themselves the FBT, the football team. It was the basketball team, the football team together. You know what I'm saying? So with them two being together and doing all that, it was a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them wasn't really with all of the bullshit, but you know, they was down with it because they fucked with the football team. And the football team had a couple niggas that was beating ass, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Them niggas, they had a couple niggas, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of back and forth with all of that shit, right? So anyway, with that being said, these niggas beefed out hard, right? So it came down to a point where the football team basically telling Mario, like, hey, damn, I called him Mario, that's his real name, you know what I'm saying? But they telling Rio, like, hey, basically you got to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna be with the football, basketball team, or you gonna be with your hood, because that's how everything got to breaking down. It was like you had to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be doing this and doing that. You had to pick one side. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that was the decision he had to make. Rio said, "Fuck it." He was like, "I'm in the streets." You know what I'm saying? So he started rolling with, the AG, even though he was already there, but he started rolling with them. So he quit playing basketball, all that. He in the streets now. You know what I'm saying? So every time some hood beef going on with my hood, his hood, the AGs, every time they get to going back and forth, he was involved now. You know what I'm saying? So with him being involved, he was straight running up on niggas. You know what I'm saying? Beating ass, all type of shit. Like he was on that tip. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I remember times when he was doing shit. You know, hold on, my kids up there loud as hell. Turn that TV down. Turn that TV down. Turn the TV down. Don't have kids. Do not have kids. If you do, Just be prepared. They do interrupting that shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to it, right? So, like I said, every time them niggas getting into shit and all of that, Mark Rio was on the scene. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him get at niggas right off the rip. Soon as his crew and my hood or whatever, whoever beefing, if his hood was involved, he'd be right there on the scene, front and center. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, I remember when a nigga was playing ball. Now he out here on that hood tip. You know what I'm saying? Like he got with the program type shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, him, choosing the hood and everything, you know what that mean? That mean all the street niggas, we click, we cool like that. So that's how me and him really got cool. When he picked his side, it was like, okay, he rolling with the street niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because didn't nobody fuck with them football team niggas, but the hoes and shit. But, far as hood niggas, didn't nobody fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? So when Mario, if I say Mario or Rio, I'm talking about the same person, But after he picked his side, it was like, hey, street niggas up one type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a nigga that was y'all point guard, that carried y'all team. He rolling with us now. So, street niggas up one type shit. Well, anyway, with that being said, right, a big ass broad popped out one day with my hood and the AGs. You know what I'm saying? This nigga Rio hit the scene. Got the swing on niggas. Bop, 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 bop. Shit went up, right? After that, a couple hours later, one of their homies got killed. You know what I'm saying? After that shit happened, it was like the tension was through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like the beef was on. You know what I'm saying? It was wild as hell at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. To the point where like the AGs was kind of like distancing themselves from my crew. You know what I'm saying? From my block, me and my guys, they was distancing themselves from us too because they looked at it like, hey, y'all niggas from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Even though we still cool, but it was a distance there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with all that being said, it was a lot of tension going on. Somebody died behind this shit. Now it's getting real. In between that time, me and Rio, we kicking it. He asked me, what I know about the street lords, Blade and Jesse James and Wine and all them, right? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Man, we young niggas, we like 14, 15, some shit like that. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know nothing about that. Nigga passed me one of their CDs, the Street Lord CDs, Rollies on TikTok. That was like their first album. He passed me that bitch right in school. He had the album, he had the CD on him. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was CDs. So he passed me the CD with the case and everything. He like, just go ahead and check that out. Tell me what you think about woo woo. I went home, I listened to it. Man, it's been up ever since. You know what I'm saying? Still my favorite Detroit rap crew of all times. You know what I'm saying? I loved every song on that album. You know what I'm saying? After that, I started copping all the albums, listening to all these shit. Within a couple of months, I knew all the words to all of their songs, like real shit. And the crazy thing is, these niggas from the hood, just like us, I never heard of them. You know what I'm saying? So Rio Grande put me up on the Street Lord, Cheddar Boy, all that shit. He put me up on there. Like I said, Rio was my nigga. That's my nigga for real. I really know him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he put me up on the Street Lords and all that shit. I'm like, damn, I'm fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, we got that understood. Me and him, we had a good bond. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, it was a crew of guys that went to school with us. Some of them was on the basketball team and shit like that. So these was guys that Mario knew. You know what I'm saying? They had formed their own little clique. It might have been like 5 or 6 of them. They didn't have a name or nothing for their crew. They was just clique tight. Was always together like that. These niggas was like the jocks of high school. You know what I'm saying? Rio and like I said, like 5 or 6 dudes that he hung out with like that. After the whole basketball career, during the war, all of that, he ended up clicking up with some niggas that he fucked with type shit, right? Like I said, these was the jocks of high school. They was the fresh niggas. crispy haircuts, lineups, hair always did. The new J's come out every week, the Alwa signs, the Cartier frames, like the newest cell phones. Like them niggas had everything. They was straight, you know what I'm saying? And all the bitches was rocking with them because they was the fresh niggas. They was the jocks. You know what I'm saying? Well, with that being said, them niggas, they had the school on lock. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the street niggas still, doing their thing, shit like that. But the jocks, they had most of the women's attention. You know what I'm saying? And Rio was a part of it. Like, he was one of them niggas growing up. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He was. So when he go from basketball to the streets, being a high school jock, his head just through the roof. Like you can't tell him shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? He all around the board. He could do whatever. He could play sports. He could be in the streets, and he could be fresh as hell all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So he got the big head. You can't tell him shit, right? Okay. Well, with that being said, right, um, the community behind the AG neighborhood is called For Life. It's all off the 7 Mile Strip, just different communities. You know what I'm saying? It's like side streets separate our communities, right? So the side street that separate his community from For Life is the Southfield Freeway, right? So on this side of Southfield Freeway, you got the AGs. On this side of Southfield Freeway, you got For Life. But they right next door to each other, right? Well, they ended up clicking up at some point because my hood started going after them For Life niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was so many niggas from my hood. It was ridiculous. Like we had the deepest amount of niggas. Like no lie. Like it was so many of us niggas didn't even want to stand up against us because it was too many of us. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, my hood beefing with the AGs and all of that. The For Life niggas started popping up. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, AGs and For Life, they had like a little family tie together. You know what I'm saying? So with them beefing with my hood, they ended up coming together. So they was AGs and For Life together against my hood type shit. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, that's how Rio and Doughboy Keys, that's how they ended up locking in. You know what I'm saying? Like same niggas type shit, you know. So now let's fast forward all that. We got all the hood wars and all that shit. The high school jock, blah blah blah, the basketball. We got all that out the way, right? All right, so let's move forward now. Now we out of high school, right? Rio, he hook up with the Dope Boys Cash Out niggas. He's still hanging out with a couple of the jock guys that he was rolling with, but he on some other shit now. You know what I'm saying? So now he's selling dope, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he owned it. Now I'm not gonna say that Rio didn't have this in him before we got out of high school or whatever. Because let me throw this in there, right? He also from another hood. I done told y'all before, most niggas from Detroit is from at least two hoods. You know what I'm saying? You might have been born in this hood and you grew up in this hood type shit. You know what I'm saying? People move after so long and you gotta adapt to a new environment, blah blah blah, right? So with him, he originally came from a neighborhood off of Joy Road in Livernois area, right? The block he came from is called Spokane. Spokane is Spokane about this big, from this corner to that corner. You know what I'm saying? Literally, Spokane is only 1 block long in this whole neighborhood, right? Spokane, they called Gucci Boys. That was their crew name, Gucci Boys off of Spokane. You know what I'm saying? He originally wanted them. The Gucci Boys, they didn't click with nobody, none of that. Them niggas was killers, hustlers, all of that. They was with all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas, they was a different squad of niggas. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, um, they in the Joy Road neighborhood. They didn't even claim Joy Road. They was just strictly Gucci Boys off of Spokane. You know what I'm saying? And there was a million of them niggas on that block. Like, I don't even understand how all them niggas is from that block. There's more niggas on that block than it is block type shit. Y'all get what I'm saying? It was crazy. But anyway, I came riding down Spokane one day because I'm a Detroit nigga, so I be all through all the blocks. You know what I'm saying? The east, west, all that. I'm all through the city, right? So I'm riding up Spokane one day. It's a million niggas out here. Damn, I came up the wrong block. Even though I been knew about them and all of that, I was just cruising the city and boom, I just come down Spokane and them niggas got this bitch on lock, right? I'm about to throw this bitch in reverse because Spokane is a one-way street. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I can go around traffic or none of that. Like it's a one-way street. Cars on the block, niggas everywhere. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm about to throw this bitch in reverse because you just gotta know how to move in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to throw it in reverse. Why this nigga Rio come out of one of the houses? He like, Mr. Roller, call him by my name, my nickname V. Like V, I look over, it's this nigga. I'm like, what the fuck you doing over here? I pull over, I park, I hop out, we get to talking. He like, yeah, nigga, this is where I originally came from. These my people. Woo, woo, woo. All them niggas out there with choppers, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, this nigga wild as hell. I'm like, you really from over here? He like, yeah. He introduced me to his niggas, all type of shit. Like, he really from over there. So he come from two hoods. So he got the Gucci boys under his, he got the Gucci boys rocking with him, and he got 7 Mile. Like, he was a well-rounded nigga. He had love everywhere. Like that nigga was loved for real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there on the block on Spokane with him and the Gucci boys. We laughing, talking shit, smoking, all of that. I'm like, all right, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Catch you in a minute. So I went on by my business, right? After that, let's fast forward to tape a little more now, right? So I didn't went to prison at this point. I'm out, right? I get out of prison. I'm riding down Finkel. I got a street mechanic that live in Brightmo. He live in the heart of Brightmo. That Finkel and Lasher area. That's the heart of Brightmo, right? I frequent that area anyway because that area is really literally next door to my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I be in the mode a lot too, right? So I'm coming up Finkel one day. I think it's like Lanphier and Finkel. It's a car wash right there on that corner, right? Doughboy Rock, he got ties with that car wash, them his people type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hold on, let me bag it up a little bit. So like I was saying, with him clicking with the Doughboys and all of that, every couple of years, this nigga Rio like had a new crew. They was the same people, but he was like hanging out with different crews. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he started off on the basketball team, then he went to the street shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he was on the jock shit. Then he was on the block shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga, he had love all over the place. Like real talk. He wasn't no hood hopper or, you know, jumping clique to clique or nothing like that. He just had hood from them. He had love from all sides. You know what I'm saying? So he was just a rounded nigga like that. So anyway, uh, like I said, he was fucking with the dope boys too. Big Keys, Payroll, Kid, Rock, all of them his guys. I keep wiping my eyes because it's this lotion I put on my face after I take a shower. I done told y'all before, it's different lotions that irritate my skin. Now I'm using another lotion that's irritate my skin. I'm about to cut this shit out too. All right, but back to it, right? So, like I said, him fucking with the dope boys, he intertwined with them too. As y'all know, the dope boys, they from all different hoods on the west side of Detroit. Ain't none of them from the same hood. You got, hold on, the nigga dope boy Dre from Linwood, Payroll from Finkel, Keys from 7 Mile, Kid from Puritan Ave, you know what I'm saying? Like Rock from Brightmo, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them niggas is like from different hoods type shit. They all on the west side, but they all different hoods type shit, right? So with him rocking with them, he opening up more to more different people because like I said, all these niggas from different hoods. So they all got different niggas that they rock with as well. He was a well-rounded nigga, bro. Everybody on the west side of Detroit love Rio Grande. Like real nigga shit. But that's just how it was back then. If you was really out there, you had love in different hoods. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But anyway, like I said, I'm coming up Finkel. And at this time, Doughboy Rock and Rio was rocking real hard like that. Them niggas was best friends at one point. So you had Rio Grande, Doughboy Rock, best friends. Like them niggas was always together. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this was what 2015, right after I got out of prison. I'm riding up Finkel. I'm passing the car wash off of Lanphier, right? I see Rock and Rio out there. You know, they out there kicking and shit. I came pulled up. As soon as Rio saw me, what's up, bro? Woo. We slap fives, we talking shit. Me, Rock, Rio, we all right there, you know, kicking it for a minute. I'm like, all right, you know, I'm up. Slap fives, both them niggas, boom, jumped in the car, pulled off. That was the last time I seen them two together. You know what I'm saying? Um, in between that time, some shit happened with Rio and Payroll. Because Rio and Payroll was hanging out real tough at one time. He was hanging out with all of them real tough at one time. But like I said, he got a lot of people that he deal with. So he be here, he be there, he be there, he be here, you know. So at the time, I don't know what happened with him and Payroll, but they fell out, right? So Rio started pushing this paperwork out there on him saying that Payroll is snitch. He like y'all favorite Detroit rapper a snitch. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about Payroll. And supposedly he had dropped some paperwork on him saying that he told on Doughboy Rock type shit. You know what I'm saying? I seen the paperwork, but I didn't see in there not one time where Payroll said, yeah, this Doughboy Rock, he did this. So to my knowledge, I could be wrong. Y'all can correct me. But to my knowledge, what I know of, again, this street talk. This ain't no damn internet gossip or nothing. This street talk, right? So from what I know about it was something about back in the day. It was a pistol case going on, and payroll didn't want to take the case, basically. So Rock took it for him, and supposedly payroll like was saying like, yeah, that's his gun type shit. But Rock already took the heat for it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the whole little investigation transpired, but basically that's what it was. So when Payroll and Rio fell out, Rio threw that out there like that nigga Payroll snitched on Rock. Why y'all fuck with him? Woo, woo. That nigga is a snitch. Woo, woo. When that shit came out, oh man, I was mad as hell. I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't even a part of their circle. But I'm a street nigga and I know how this shit go. I know all these niggas, you know what I'm saying? We all the same niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was hyped. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling people everywhere. I'm like, hey, everybody that know Rio, I'm talking to them. Like, hey, y'all see him, let them know I'm looking for him. Like, I ain't trying to kill him or nothing like that. You know, let them know I'm looking for him because I want to holler at him. Now, here's my problem. We all the same niggas. You fall out with a nigga, move on. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be trying to put that out there on the internet talking about this nigga is snitch and all of this shit when you was just in the video with him. You was just in that my first 10 video with him. You know what I'm saying? And now you sitting up here talking about he a snitch. Like, I don't like that kind of shit. So I wanted to have a one-on-one with him about that. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was like me and him, we always missed each other. I could never run into the nigga, right? Okay, well that's it. So now fast forward to tape about a year or two later, Doughboy Rock got killed, right? He got killed. Man, Rio was fucked up after that. Like for real. I ain't running into him, but you know, like I said, we are the same niggas. So the people that I know of that fuck with him, they tell me like, yeah, bro, he fucked up. Woo woo. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fall back on that situation just in case I run into him because you know he lost his home. Now the day that Rock died, I was in the hood and I seen this shit on the internet, right? I shot right over there to where the scene happened. You know what I'm saying? Because of course they posted on the internet where it happened, all that shit. I went right over there. When I got over there, they had already, picked his body up and carried him away. I'm just out there with half of Detroit at this time. You know what I'm saying? This was right after he got killed. Like this might have been like 20 minutes later when I showed up. You know what I'm saying? So the whole west side of Detroit is out there. Everybody mourning and sad that Doughboy Rock got killed. It was just a fucked up day. You know what I'm saying? So I fell back on that, hollering at Rio about the payroll situation. I was like, yeah, fuck that. I ain't tripping on that. It is what it is. Again, even though it wasn't my beef or none of that, It's just the fact we all the same niggas and we don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? Street niggas, we got two unwritten rules that we don't cross. You don't call a man a snitch unless you got proof on that, or you don't call him a fag unless you know that. You know what I'm saying? Them the two things that we don't play with. You can call niggas bitches, hoes, soft, weak, all of that all day long. But you can't call a nigga a fag or a snitch unless you know. And I can understand why he said it because, like I said, the damn paperwork was out there. But again, I never seen in the paperwork where payroll said, "Yeah, this is Rock Gun." Well, Rock name was Rodney Yergin, so it didn't say it in the paperwork that Rodney Yergin had this or he did that. You know what I'm saying? So that was my dilemma on it. All right, so we got all that understood. Like I said, Rock died. I did it. The situation. I wasn't on that no more. None of that. Right? Okay, so moving on. Again, I still haven't seen him since I seen him with Rock, which was a couple years prior. I ain't seen him in years. You know what I'm saying? All right, fast forward the tape. So now here it is, some more years later, right? Rock died what 2017. This 2023. So what's that? 3 6. That was what 6 years after his death, right? I'm in the Alfa Romeo now, the real one, the first one. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding it. Um, I'm the type of person I got to get a car wash every day. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out, I go to the car wash. Everybody, in the Metro Detroit area, y'all all know about Jake's Car Wash. Jake's Car Wash, like the fancy car wash type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I go take my shit up there, right? When I pull in, I see this white wide body Hellcat Charger, right? That was on the side where the vacuum's at. I'm looking at it while I'm riding up, like, damn, that bitch nice. You know what I'm saying? Dude was in the car, vacuuming this shit, right? Right while I'm riding past looking at the car, he pop out. When he pop out the car, I look at him, he look at me. What? The nigga I'm talking about is one of the jocks that he rode with in high school. The jock nigga that I'm talking about, his name Will. Will was brown skinned pretty boy nigga, deep waves, you know, jock, had all the fresh shit, all of that. You know what I'm saying? One of them niggas, right? So it's the nigga Will popping out that damn Hellcat. He run up on me, bro, what's up? Woo, woo. I ain't seen Will since high school. You know what I'm saying? So he run up on me, he looking at the car like, damn, this bitch sweet. I see you, bro. Woo, woo. I'm telling him the same thing. I'm like, nigga, I was looking at your shit, because, I had the wide body scat pack, but I ain't had a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nigga, let's switch cars. You know what I'm saying? He like, nigga, this whatever. We can do this right now. Woo, woo. So, we out there politicking, right? With that being said, after we did our little car politicking, the nigga like leaned down on the windowsill, like these, like he like damn near face to face talking to me. You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, he like, man, that nigga Rio got cooked. I'm like, huh? At this point, I didn't even know Rio didn't went to jail or none of that. You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, he got cooked. I'm like, what you talking about? He like, man, he was on the road, bro. Feds caught him, gave him 20 years. What? 20 years? Gave him 20 years, man. This is coming from one of his close homeboys, one of the jocks he was rolling with. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, he still roll with them. You know what I'm saying? He rolled with the jocks harder than he rolled with the hood. Like I said, every so often he was here, there, here. He had love everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The jocks doing was like his road dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because all them niggas was on the same shit. They had all the hoes. They had their little talents that they had going on. They was fresh. They people made sure they was straight. Like they was all in the same mix type shit. You know what I'm saying? So he rocked with them a little harder than he rocked with anybody else type shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is Will's word is credible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, he like this on my windowsill talking to me, like, like eye to eye, like, bro, that nigga got booked. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He like, yeah, man, he was on that tip. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, right, I didn't see uh, what can you say? I could see him stressing out over the years. Even though I haven't ran into him personally, I can see it in his videos and, his album covers and things like that. When he started making the Fed bounds, like he made like three of them. Like he made like three different Fed bounds. You know what I'm saying? That alone let me know he was stressing. See, what y'all got to understand about the feds is when the feds get on you, they send you a letter. They let you know they watching you. You know what I'm saying? They don't just come pick you up. They'll send you a letter first, like, hey, we watching you. We know about that shit you did. You know what I'm saying? We investigating you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get with you one day. Have fun type shit. You know what I'm saying? So he knew they was on his ass. Kind of like similar to the Lil Durk situation or the P. Diddy situation. When you get federally indicted, you know beforehand. Now with the state, when the state come pick you up and lock you up on some shit, that's just out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But the feds, they do their homework. They don't come get you for nothing. And this is why I told y'all Lil Durk is done. Because the feds don't come out to play. You don't beat the feds. They got what, a 98% conviction rate? So just say out of 100 people, maybe two of them will walk away. Maybe. The other 99, 98 of them through convicted. You know what I'm saying? This is how the feds operate. So anyway, with that being said, he knew that the feds was on. And that's why he kept coming with these Fed bound albums. You know what I'm saying? He knew that they was on his ass. He knew that. And they finally got him. You know, I guess he just got to a point where he was like, man, fuck it. I'm about to go to the feds anyway. I might as well make all the money I can. You know what I'm saying? He done lost his right hand man's Doughboy Rod. The rest of the Doughboy niggas, they kind of fell back on him. I ain't gonna lie, they did. Cause like I said, what he had going on with payroll, you know, payroll is the main niggas of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now they got to pick a side. Either they gonna rock with Rio or they gonna rock with payroll. Of course, they chose payroll side. That's where the bag is. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So yeah, man, that whole situation was crazy. But my point in saying that was, um, Rio was going through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He lost his homeboys, he lost his mans. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole life transition. You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere, when all he had to do was stick to the basketball shit, he could probably be in the NBA right now. Like real shit. Like he had it like that. He could have been a John Morant or something. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. But he chose the streets. You know what I'm saying? His whole life flipped around. Like he fucked up everything by choosing the streets. You know what I'm saying? And he had to take a whole bunch of L's with it. You know, and ultimately, I'm what I'm thinking because, like I said, I actually know him. So what I'm thinking, where his thinking was coming from, was, hey, fuck it. You know, I'm about to go to prison for a minute anyway. The feds on me. You know, it is what it is. He dropping these Fed bound albums, letting you know that hey, they watching me. You know what I'm saying? I might be gone in a minute, whoop de whoop, right? And then he said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this package off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was for his family. Maybe it was for his. I know he got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was for his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that it was gonna be over with for him. And they caught his ass on the road. That's another thing about the feds. When they send you that letter, they watching your every move. They might let you get away a couple of years with doing some shit, you know, and then when they finally got enough on you, they come grab it. And that's probably what it was. They like, hey, we got enough on him, and now this nigga on the road making another run. Nah, get him. He playing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Booked him. Now he doing 20 years in the feds. Now I'm gonna say this. I know I always keep everything transparent. You know, I don't know exactly how long he been locked up, but I'm gonna say he been locked up maybe at least 4 to 5 years. I'm gonna just say at the latest he probably got locked up around like 2020. So he probably been gone at least 5 or 6 years now, right? Um, he got 20 years in the feds. The feds got good time. So what you only do like 85% of your time in the feds. In the state, well, in Michigan State, it's flat time. It ain't no good time, none of that. You get 20 years, you gotta do that 20 years, you know. But he in the feds, so they get good time. So he only do 85% of that. So he might got 16 to 17 years to do. If he got 5 to 6 in now, he's still looking at like at least another 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm 36. Me and him, we the same age. So just say by the time he gonna be eligible to get out, he gonna be damn near 50. You know what I'm saying? They took a nice chunk out that nigga. You know, fucked up, man. I can say this, at least he gonna have a second chance, to come out here and, clean up what he can, move on with his life. But he definitely then lost a big chunk of his life behind this when he didn't have to. He could have stayed on the straight route and again probably could be in the league right now, you know. But this is what happens when you choose the streets over your talent. God gave you a talent for a reason. He gave you a mind to think before you make any moves. You know what I'm saying? In this case, Rio didn't think first. He just went with first reaction. He chose the streets over his talent. And it didn't cost him 20 years of his life in the feds. How about that? Spend another episode, roll up a power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.